Hey everyone, welcome. We are still in Costa Rica. We are now in the capital, San Jose. We have reconvened with two of the Bintino Massaro Shift into Permanent Alignment retreat attendees. We are now going to be sitting down with Fernando Uzaga and Maribel Piedra. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It's good to be here.
Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful home, it's beautiful energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
Reconvened. Yeah,
That's right.
it feels really good. It was actually really interesting that I went on that week-long exploration of Costa Rica in a different energy,
Right.
and then returning back to this home energy that was very much similar to the container energy that was present and created by the team at the retreat. It was very ineffably home.
Yes.
Felt so good.
Yes.
Yeah. So now it'll be exciting to be able to share your journeys like we've done with several of the other attendees of the retreat. So technically, I actually said when we interviewed Hillary and Gina that was the last podcast.
Right.
But who knew
Who knew?
that a week later that we would be doing the actual last retreat
Right.
podcast in
Right.
Costa Rica. Yeah. Great. I love it.
Yeah, me too. It's very interesting because it was not planned at all. And so we're very happy to have you at our home and that you feel comfortable enough to do this podcast with us. And yeah, this is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, and also during the years, my husband and I have been making a conducive space for us to be transforming and becoming more and more light and love, or
Yes.
shooting for the highest,
Right, right,
which is awakening,
right.
fully union with God.
Mm-hmm.
We're already that, but it's like knowing and experiencing that without all that interference in that connection.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's go into exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
How did you, we can even start with Maribel, she
Sure.
brought forth the energy. How did you come to your union with God? How did you recognize your true nature?
I think it's something that we all have. You have it, I have it, he has it, he has it. We always have it. We are born with that. And for me, I was sure since I was very little that there was a God. It took me a few years to realize that God was in me, with me all the time. But when I was little, I grew up like in the outside of like in the countryside of Costa Rica, so my closest neighbor was 1 kilometer away. And I used to sit in a hill in a ranch and just pray. But the hill was like the highest spot for me, so since I was little, I thought, well, I'm gonna be closer and closer to that if I sit higher. So I used to sit there and talk with God like it was my closest friend, because literally it was. So for me, it been just realizing that it's not something that you experience outside of yourself, but within yourself. And to be able to recognize it, you just need to desire that and to drop all the thoughts and just, you're gonna find it, it's there. It's just that you forgot, but you can remember.
Mm.
It's all that you can do.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Fernando.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have these recollections when I was a kid as well, that I would ask myself, what am I doing here? Just what am I doing? Why I am here in this world with this body? Something was not clear for me. So I started that like since I ever remember, and then when I was 10 years of age, I decided that it was too much for me. And so I had to kind of put it inside of a file and just put it in a file cabinet until I had more understanding so that I could take on that again. And so I did that. And for some years, I just went on with my life, you know, adolescence and then being a young adult. I finished college, and when I just finished college, it came to me that I had to make a decision. Like, okay, so this is it. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. I'm gonna take on this that I put in a file cabinet. And so it was clear to me that I could take the road, like the regular road, you know, have a profession, have a family, have kids or whatnot, or I could take the road less traveled and look for that was nagging inside of me. What am I doing here?
Yes.
And so I was at the backyard of my mom's house, just sitting there. I was around 24, 25 years old. And I would just organically, naturally started to pray. And I was not this particularly religious person. And to me, prayer didn't have the importance that it has now for me. But I just naturally started to pray. I started to ask for help, basically on my search, because I needed some guide, you know, some guidance as to where to go, what people to meet in order for me to understand that basic question, what am I doing here? And so I did that, and it all started from there. I started to meet the right people that would lead me into meditation. So I started to meditate. I took some yoga classes, and so that started to open up my emotional body, and then I started to go even deeper. And then I guess that was like a huge start for me. From there, I would just be wanting to go even deeper and deeper and deeper into that question, that original question. And so until I have come to a point where I would feel that question is has no answers with words, but with just being within, being here within. And so, yeah, I went through meditations, spiritual paths, and whatnot, and I just naturally ended participating in the Bentinho Masaros retreat, and here I am, just enjoying this conversation.
I loved in what Fernando was sharing, I really liked the main question of what am I doing here? What is this all about? And it's interesting that that's not the first question taught in school.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
It's sad, but
totally.
That's the first question is the metaphysical one.
Yeah,
What is my true nature? What is the nature of reality? Who
Right.
are we? Why am I here? These fundamental questions. Because that, in a sense, catalyzes, as is said in Sanskrit, Atma Vichara, self-inquiry into the nature of awareness, into the nature of consciousness, into the nature of reality.
right.
So that alone, what am I doing here, at a super young age, can be a huge catalyst for awakening. But then there's all this stuff that happens, which is this, I'm getting a lot of pressure by parents, culture, society, to put the question into the filing cabinet,
Right.
close it, and then just go into the machine and get handcuffed into all these systems that are very indoctrinating into materialism, into finity, into form, into time and ego and separation and contracted energies, seeking peace and happiness externally, all this type of stuff. And to liberate oneself from that process as soon as possible, and to even create pedagogy that enables children to never even enter into the contracted, finite, egoic, separate energy in the first place, is a main role of our vision of igniting that global awakening in the future. So that was really interesting, and I also find that in what you both shared, there's an aspect of recognizing that there is something that is happening that is divine, that is sacred, that is transcendent, that you can, in a sense, commune with, that you can remember your union with that.
Right.
And I love how you said several times that this is not outside of me.
Mm-hmm.
This is inside of me. This is my awareness. This is my heart. And that awareness and that heart is shared as that central intelligence, endlessly expressing itself creatively. So maybe it would be good to explore how you became aware of awareness itself.
I want to go back to the
Please.
before,
Yes.
because I think this is something important. I don't know if there are parents that look at your
Yeah, podcast. Yeah, for sure.
and I think this is very important as a mother for me to share before we move to the other important question is like the system, the way that the system is created and the education that the children receive at school. Is like they need to learn to look everything in the outside.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach them how powerful they are.
Yeah.
They don't teach them they are enough. They teach them, you fold your power, hand it to me, and get into the system. And it's important to help the children just to look within, look within. In games, they can look within. And the youngest they start, the easiest life and less suffering they're gonna have. And if we have this information, it's important for me to share that because I know that. We all have been part of the system. We all have been powerless. We all have feel like somebody's taking this power away from me. Nobody can take it away from you. You hand it over and you can take it back. It's yours. It was given to you by God. So it's yours. You're a powerful being. And the children deserve to keep it. I wanted to say that before that other part.
For answering that question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important. Keep their innocence, they're so connected and we start like feeling them with, gonna have to have good grades, you're gonna have to go to school, you have to, in this country, even be Catholic, want it or not, it's something that is taught in a school. So there's all kind of things that are like imposed to you since you're very little, and you can also give them the freedom to the children to, how it feels to be within. Close your eyes, be within. He will know how to do it because it's ours. It's part of our true nature. We know how to be within. That's how you get aware of awareness. How else?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah. And it's also in childhood, because we were talking about the origins of that feeling. And to me also, I felt kind of, I had the tendency to be on my own as a kid. So yeah, I had friends when I was a kid, but I could be on my own for hours, and then I learned that I didn't need to escape from being within. And so I would say that my first experience of being aware of awareness was when I was on my own as a kid. And I didn't know at that time that was called meditation.
Yeah.
I just did it naturally. And I was lucky enough to have a mom that would encourage me to do that. She would respect that I would wanted to be on my own in silence.
Yeah.
And it was not weird for her, for me to do that. And so I guess that's very important what you said, because sometimes we as adults feel the need of feeling or feeding children's minds of stuff, just because, and not respecting the fact that a kid can be wanting to be on their own in silence, because it's something natural. It's just natural to do that. And then of course, then I realized it was meditation, and then I explored different currents of meditation and whatnot. But to me, it was that first experience of being on my own in silence, and just being aware that even though I was in silence, I was witnessing something that I couldn't locate in my body or anywhere else. I couldn't find a location for it. I couldn't find the words to explain that as a kid, but I would feel that. And I guess that was a nagging
Yeah.
force that you know was always coming back to that question: what am I doing here?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The seeking impulse dominated our lives to the extent at which these 80 retreat attendees gathered,
Right.
because the impulse dominated
Yes.
their lives. More than anything else was that desire to
Desire is everything.
unite with your true nature, with Source, with God. It is everything. Whatever is put into that North Star position as the highest desire, which we just published an episode on North Stars, that then you galvanize your entire time, life, resources, everything towards what's in that transcendent noble aim position. And if self-realization, reuniting, recognizing one's true nature is in that position, you have a higher, much higher, faster likelihood and trajectory in attaining said desire.
Yes.
It's cool that for becoming aware of awareness, that you both indicated the simple recognition of, rather than as we are taught, going outside. Everything is outside. Cup is outside. Then there's this line of perception. So this is like object, this line of perception. But what is the I that is seeing? What is the seer? What is the observer? What is the witness? What is the awareness itself? That's why Ramana Maharshi and so many of the other greats talked about that very fundamental question of what is I? And just going really hard at that question in itself will help you become aware of awareness itself and then pierce that veil's veil. So that's what is meant by going inward rather than out. In. Go back so far as to where you hit your source. And
it's possible.
yes.
It's totally possible. You just need to remember and desire it and focus on that. It's not something that you're just gonna do this and it's gonna happen if you don't have desire.
Yeah.
But you can do this and it's gonna fall because you do have desire to know the truth.
Right.
And when you experience truth, it's something that is, you know, is true. Nobody can take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know it. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what happened around you, you know at least one thing. And that thing is you. It's the I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because you already know.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody can take it away from you.
And also, now that we're talking about desire, one recent understanding, a very important understanding for me, was that I can always increase that desire. That I can do things so as that I can increase that desire to know the truth. Desire for God's love. Because it's inside of us. And so, but sometimes that forgetfulness and that veil that's between your desire, your true desire, and that you just increase your desire and you can just pierce it and just go for it. And it's never ending. It's just never ending. Because you increase your desire and then you realize you feel more desire at the same time. And then you're situated there within, in the I am. and you feel that you can go further and further and further and further within. And so in that wanting to go further, further, further within is what we call desire.
Yeah, and also like a grounded example is like something very simple that just occurred to me is like, okay, you want ice cream, yeah, you have desire for ice cream, and then you open the door and it's raining. You have two options. How much you want that ice cream? Are you gonna go and grab an umbrella, or are you gonna say, oh, maybe tomorrow or another day? You know, because in the same way that we have this desire, there is also another part that likes to
Procrastinate.
procrastinate the things, because it always think, as humans, we think we have time. I'm not gonna die in the next 10 minutes. I'm not gonna die tomorrow. Maybe I'm not gonna die in another 30 years.
Yeah.
But you don't know. And you still think that you have time. And when you realize that maybe you have time or maybe not, your desire goes like, I want it now. I want to move now. What can I do? How can I do it? Okay, I want this information. Where can I go to get the information? Where is my next piece of information that I'm needing? How am I gonna obtain it? And well, we both end up in Bentino's retreat, which is fabulous, very deep, very truth. And what I like about that retreat the most is like, it just give you some questions and everything. You discover it by yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling you, you need to think this, and now I'm gonna teach you this other thing, and I'm gonna watch you this way. Nothing. It's you with yourself, finding your own truth, through your I am, and through God in you. And then, never forget it. How are you gonna forget it?
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, there's two really good things there. The first one is this ice cream analogy.
Right.
This is really good. It's super simple.
Yeah,
It's
super
very,
simple.
very relatable. How bad do you want it? It's raining. The rain is the obstacles in life. The rain is those obstacles. They're gonna come and they're gonna see. They're gonna test your faith. How bad do you want to self-realize? How bad do you want to God realize, Source realize, Infinity realize? Because if you want it bad enough, you will go get an umbrella, and you will walk through those obstacles. You will face those great challenges, overcome them, and you will recognize that you were wearing the ice cream the whole time.
That's the funniest part. Yeah.
I love it. Adi Shankara was one of the first to say it, like 1,300 years ago. He said that, I am in my village, but I need a road to my village. Right. Yeah. And so there have been these great quotes. Rumi, right? You go from room to room looking for the diamond that's already around your neck. Right. And so the desire though to recognize the diamond already around the neck.
Exactly.
Right? To recognize that you are already what you seek, that you are already at home.
Yeah.
And then the second really beautiful thing was that and Mari's actually mentioned this several times while I've been here, and even mentioned it to me at the retreat as well, which is that there's something that's so profound about the unique taste or style of union that each one of us undergoes, and that's what's meant by the Sufi metaphysic, Wadat al-Wujud, the unity of finding, because every single one of these expressions of infinity has its own unique taste and style with the GPS callback function that then undergoes a process of uniting. So you guys experienced a good amount of miracle of love,
Yeah.
and then also Bentinho, and so there's a good mix of style
Right.
in your union.
Right.
And with me, there's a different unique style of union, and with one of the viewers, there's another one, and with the other viewer, there's a different one. And so that's what's beautiful, is that when you encounter this many paths, one end,
Yes.
when you encounter it, this very presence energy of the fundamental I am, that eternal, impersonal, divine Satchidananda, that nobody can take that away from you. That is your unique style of recognizing your true nature. And then at that point, there seems to be this very relaxing and expanding from what was a more of a contracted, separate energy to one that is more oof. It's like that oof type of energy. And it also is, it's very relaxed. There's an empowerment and enlightenment, right? So it's that.
Yeah, both components.
Yeah. And the recognizing that it's already within you, that's here, rather than desperately looking for it in the outside, which was my experience for a amount of time. And then come to understand this fundamental teaching that is already in you, that you are already that, and it just opens all this myriad of possibilities, and also you feel weightless when you come to that.
Yeah.
When you come to that and you reside in that place, you feel just weightless. And for me, it was fundamental. That shift was fundamental. Not desperately looking for God outside, rather just start to recognize and start to get rid of what I am not, to start feeling that I am is God.
That's right.
And so it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Exodus 3:14, I am that I am.
Yes.
And Luke 17:21 is the kingdom of God is within you.
Right.
John 10:30 is I and my Father are one.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all of these little tattvam asi in the Sanskrit tradition as well.
Mm-hmm.
You are that, I am that, thou art that, we are that.
Right.
As Bentinho said at the retreat as well, that this is that.
Yeah, but also if we wrap up the information that all that we are sharing, you go to, okay, let's see basic distortions in the human beings, the way that we have been educated, and why now we have to get rid of the I am not.
Yeah.
Like the basic. The system teach the children, they get a test, they get a good grade or a bad grade. They get, let's say, a bad grade. They get the bad grade, so you are either idiot, not enough, unworthy of the love or
Validation.
whatever, validation. And that's key.
Yeah.
Because we spend the rest of our growing up life trying to find, how am I gonna feel myself worthy? How am I gonna find recognition? How am I gonna get validation from others? How am I gonna find happiness? How am I gonna avoid suffering? How am I? But if you see, it comes like from that teaching of the children, you are not worthy, you are not enough. That's what you are not. And then you spend like your good 10 years just getting rid of those distortions and finding within yourself your power, that you are enough, that you are worthy, and that God never stopped loving you. You know, the very basic. It doesn't matter what you do or what you have done. You are worthy and enough of the love of God. Period. It is how it is. So, yeah, the system teach to look outside, that you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you didn't do it good enough. Now you're grounded. So we start doing all kind of things to avoid being grounded. And if others recognize who I am in the system, I'm gonna call it the system because I don't have a better word like to describe it, but
The Matrix?
of course it's the matrix, but I didn't know if you used that word.
Yeah, we talked about that on our show.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Like the matrix is
That's
like,
the best analogy, I think.
yeah. It's like, okay, how am I gonna control this being? How am I gonna, what an easiest way? You know, you go to your first job, what is what you want to do? Like be the best worker ever, so that you can do the next step and the next step and the next step. So they teach you so well how to live in the outside that you just shoot for the outside. Even God outside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hilarious.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to put it. Yeah.
I don't know, it makes me laugh.
It does.
It's hilarious. But sad at the same time.
It's sad
because
at the same time.
It's our own creation, though.
yeah, exactly.
We created reality purposely to be confusing enough to make the process of seeking
Yes.
what's already there fun and playful and weird and having different styles of coming to the realization. It's so cool that there's an in and an out component to this.
But the information, all the information is there. So we go back about desire. All the information is there.
Yeah.
You just need to desire it.
The very fact that there's an observer in the reality is enough in itself.
Exactly. But
It's enough.
but
It's
let's
enough.
say,
Yes.
let's
Yes.
say, exactly, but we're talking about how we have been taught through the matrix system,
Sure.
right? So even the matrix has clues for us to find something that resonates with us. Even I don't know, I like this prayer, the Holy Father. Is that how it goes in English?
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
Father?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that prayer by itself is super Catholic, but it's so deep.
It's
That
powerful.
is so powerful. And then you go to, I don't know, so bhajans, Hindi bhajans, and they're so deep. So even the matrix, there are important parts of purity of information that is spread in the matrix. So you grab something, whatever fits you. You know, you don't have to believe this or that, but something can like wake you up. And once you wake up, you just have to increase your desire. And once you increase your desire, nothing is gonna stop you. And you just have to be aware of what is wanting to stop you to wake up, because that happens. It's like, okay, am I lazy? Like a part of my distortion, so I don't do any effort to increase my desire? Like, really? To wake up? Am I looking hard enough? What am I looking? Which are my distractions? We all know what that is.
We all know, yeah.
It's just that we play dumb, but that doesn't work that much.
Yes.
When we are honest with ourselves, we know. It's better to say, okay, I'm gonna take a break from this, like he did when he was little, but you can do that as an adult. Like, okay, right now I need to take a break from this. I'm not gonna go out for the ice cream because I don't want to have desire right now, but I'm gonna give myself the space to just be stupid for one day. And you're deciding that, you know, which is okay, because you're deciding. But if you're just being stupid because you want to be stupid, or you don't know that you are actually being stupid, then
Because you're unaware.
you are unaware. We're always stupid anyway, so who cares?
An
At the
easy
end-
way to snap out of confusion is to become aware of observation
Yeah,
itself. So becoming aware of awareness itself will quickly snap you out of confusion, because it experientially, direct experience communicates to you the truth of the profundity of there being a observer, of there being awareness itself. The very fact that you are and are experiencing a creation is enough for you to know that you yourself are the engine of what makes all of this possible.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
good wrap up.
Yeah, that was a good wrap up. Yeah, cool.
I was
Yes.
trying to
Cool.
To put that in words.
Yeah.
In your own words.
in a simple way.
In a simple way.
Yeah, more of a simple way.
Yeah, we crushed it. That was so good. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, love you guys.
Love
I
you.
love you too.
I'm so excited
Mm.
for what we do together here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of exciting stuff that's coming up in Costa Rica together and igniting the global awakening. It's pura vida here.
Pura vida.
Yeah.
So wake up. We need you. We have to do all this
We need
together.
you. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We love you very much. Super grateful for you. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know how you feel about what we discussed in the episode. If the conversation brought you value, give the video a like. It helps the algorithm. Also subscribe if you haven't yet to the channel, and share the video with people that you feel like it would positively influence. Thanks again for tuning in to officially now our last interview from Costa Rica. And